I'm so sorry for what I'm about to do, but I don't have a choice. Let's dive in.
Jonas, we need your help. We're detecting increased aquatic activity 25,000 feet deep in the trench. It's an ancient ecosystem untouched by man. Whatever is down there is trying to make its way to the surface. This is a bad idea.
Just a little bit.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to my channel and time for another episode of Luke's Reviews. On today's video, Jason Statham and his large-toothed friends are back to try and take another bite out of the box office in Meg 2, The Trench. Jonas Taylor has now turned to stopping polluting pirates on the open seas. However, he's called to oversee a new experiment in an ocean lab where it seems like they've been able to train a Meg to respond to commands. They then aim to conduct a search at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, where they soon discover more Megs lying in wait, as well as plenty of other dangerous creatures. My mind turned to chum when I found out that the first Meg's box office total washed ashore at over $500 million. So it was only a matter of time before a sequel was bound to get swimming at some point. And here we have it. Ben Wheatley captains the ship in what is quite an unusual choice for a director. See, Wheatley is known for his gritty crime thrillers or incredibly bleak and dark comedies, so seeing him chomp down on a big budget mindless action blockbuster was kind of a surprise. Now, the first movie was dumb, but I felt like everyone was at least in on the joke. They knew how dumb this film was. For Meg 2, they get the tone all wrong, and by the time they actually do strike and get it right, at that point the film's already sunk. Now, I have seen a lot of movies in my time, both in a reviewing capacity, whether it be on the YouTube channel or when I used to do written reviews over on my blog, or even before then when I would just watch as an avid film enthusiast. And in that time, I have been happy as a clam watching ridiculous nonsense unfolding in front of me. But the Meg 2? Well, it might just take the Seabiscuit. I'm not sure I can have that one. Seabiscuit? So there is my video, my rules. This movie is idiotic. There is more logic in Piranha 3D than there is in this film. Do you know how mindless your film has to be when you begin to have Piranha 3D making more sense? The plot, script, story, literally anything to do with narrative, you may as well have seagulls picking apart your brain. It's preposterously painful at points, especially in a moment where Statham's character does something so illogical and something so unbelievable, but rather than choose to just let it be, nah, this film decides to drop anchor, double down on how ridiculous this is, and attempt to still ground what he's doing in science, even though that the science they're quoting makes no sense. So essentially, Meg 2 is 3 movies, kinda, sushi rolled into one. The first is Armageddon Underwater, where it's just incomprehensible carnage. Then in Act 2, the tide changes and we get more of a James Bond espionage about infiltrating bases and shootouts. And you're probably wondering, Luke, where are the Megs in this? You would be right. Where are the Megs in this film? And so that brings me to the third act, which is where the film properly sets sail. An hour and 10 minutes in. Imagine Jurassic World on acid. Jason Statham spends most of this act riding on a jet ski, jousting against giant sharks, sharks chowing down on unsuspecting partygoers at a beach. Essentially, this is what you have come to see, and purely on that basis, it does meet those expectations. It's just that every single thing before it is so monumentally crap that at that point you've jumped overboard. You can't be arsed with this. Jason Statham is the only performance worth commenting on because the rest of the cast merely float about doing the absolute bare minimum to skate by. They don't bring anything to the table. You won't remember who's who. You won't remember whose side everyone is on. You won't remember who's alive and who's dead. And most bizarrely, the film expects you to have some sort of affinity for some of these characters already. Why? As for Statham, I mean, look, the guy's got about as much range as an actor as a stick of coral does, but at least with a stick of coral, you know what you're going to get, and that's kind of the same for Statham. He'll say the horrible lines of dialogue, he'll do whatever inane CGI stunt he needs to do, and he'll smile, all the while being paid handsomely. Ben Wheatley is not a bad director either. The action is, for the most part, competently filmed. Yes, you will feel like a jellyfish as your brain is just dripping out of your ear and you're left a hollow shell, but impressive practical sets have been built. The CGI is good. It's fine for the amount of money that they've spent on it. And I would be lying if I had said that there wasn't a small, immature part of my brain that when all of this shark action is going down in the third act, I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't entertained to a certain extent. So do I think we'll see a Meg 3? Honestly, I don't. I think at this point it might just be best to bury this series deep in the Mariana Trench. There were admittedly some fun moments, but they tended to be outweighed by poor script writing, lackluster performances, and playing it all too seriously for your own good. I'd imagine after filling your gills with a few bottles of rum, this would be the most entertaining movie ever made, but as soon as that fresh sea breeze hits you and you watch it properly, then you'll see just how choppy Meg 2 really is, and how it's nothing more than a costlier, brainless sci-fi movie. I'm going to give Meg 2 The Trench a 4 out of 10. Anyway guys, those were my thoughts on Meg 2 The Trench. Let me know, have you had the chance to see the film yet? What did you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And my question to you, what's the dumbest movie you have ever seen? But that is all the time we have for today, so thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Hello, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to click that like button, and if you aren't already, click that subscribe button too.